Hi everybody. Hello, hello. I am in an event today. I am popping on just a few minutes early. Let me get my camera set up a little bit. I am waiting for Michelle from Michelle with Basement Crafting to finish up. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for some people to join so they can share me into the group. Hello, Amy. How are you? I am here. I'm so excited about this. Let me know when I'm shared in. So I'm finishing. Michelle is finishing up. Hi, Amy. It's Christy. Well, you know who I am. So, got you sprinkled. Yay. Thank you so much. Hello. Good morning, Marlene. So, you guys, the Fraggles have taken over my craft room. I am in an event today. Today, I am in the 80's, Flashback to the 80's event. And we are doing a really cool event where we are doing theme-based from the 80's. So that is what I'm doing. Michelle is finishing up. She just made the cutest little bag. I think those are still in style, to be honest, honestly. So it is Christy. I am a Toys R Us kid. Hi. Welcome to my craft box / toy room today. I am going to be making something Fraggle theme because Fraggles is from the 1980s, right? Okay, so I'm going to be doing some trivia and I'm going to be asking some questions. Well, if you guys don't know the answer, we're going to go over the answer. I'm so glad you're here today. Okay, so Michelle just finished up. Let me go ahead. I'm going to turn this off so this doesn't bother us. I have my other stair phone. Hello, Dory. Hello, Marlene. Hello, Mom. You love the Fraggles? Well, guess what? Hi, I'm Christy, and I'm a Toys R Us kid, and I love the Fraggles too. So the Fraggles have taken over my craft room today. We are going to be making some Fraggles. We're going to be making some toy Fraggles. That's what we're going to be making. Even though I have some, you can't have enough. So I'm going to come over here. Do you guys see my collection of the 1980s? Some of this is actually original, and some of this is just kind of remakes that I've recollected over the years. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Ruthie. Hi, Tanya. There's my people. So I want you guys to, when I'm crafting, I want you to shout out who you see in the back and tell me if you've had any of these things. So I tried to, thank you so much. I am red. Red is my spirit animal, in case you guys don't know. And yes, I'm a silly creature, but today I'm a Fraggle. So we're going to be making Fraggle Rock. So let's get down and Fraggle Rock. Let the worries for another day, and we're going to dance our crafting away. So I am going to be making, I did do a lot of pre-prepping. I hope I finish 2 Fraggles. We're doing red, of course, and we're doing Booper. So I did do a little pre-prepping for this. So, oh, he does? Sandra, I'm so happy. Who doesn't love the Fraggles? I mean, you guys, I'm going to be giving you some trivia questions, but I'll probably just, if you guys know the answer, you could shout it out. But I do, thank you so much for sprinkling. If you don't know the answer, though, I'm going to tell you the answer because I actually know some of this already, but I did Google a couple things that I didn't know, and you guys might learn something today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to try not to pay attention to the numbers because I get nervous, and I have my fan going because whenever I get nervous, I get really hot. So you guys, I know this is going to look weird, but I did try to do a little pre-prepping for this. So you see Miss Piggy? Do you guys remember those? Miss Piggy and Kermit? I don't have Fozzie. I need to find him like in a thrift store or something. Yes, girl. They were from McDonald's. They were special for McDonald's. So I'll try to move my head every once in a while so you can see who else I have up here. I actually had fun decorating my craft. I think I'm going to leave it like this all week. Okay, so you guys, I know this looks really weird, but we are using the dollar store bunnies. I was trying to go for something that was kind of already something we might already have. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I got some like colors. I hope I got it almost to the actual colors of the original Fraggle Rock. If you guys did not know, Apple actually has, is it Apple or HBO? One of them. I think it's Apple. I think it's Apple this time because they started on HBO. They actually have a new series out. It's in its second season. I think just got renewed for a third season of Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock. It is pretty much almost original. They did change Moki up a little bit, but it is, I've watched a few episodes because I'm a huge kid. If you guys can't tell, I still have my toys, and I loved it. I loved it. So I still have not finished the season, but I mean, if it got renewed, it's doing well, and it did win an award. So you guys got to check it out if you have a subscription to it, or I'm sure you can like find them. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you doing? You've been in my prayers, dear. Okay, so you guys, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got some colored fabric. I already told you that. We're going to be working with wooden beads, teddy beads. We'll just go down the list when we go there. I usually tell you what we're working with today, but we'll just go down it. So you're going to need one of these little Dollar Tree bunnies. Now, I know this looks weird, but this was the best way to get that Muppet look, right? So I glued an egg on the end of his nose, and we're actually going to cover him. Now, as I said, I did pre-prep a little bit. I did sew this a little bit. Good morning, Marcia. I did pre-prep this a little bit, and I sewed kind of like a body shape, and then we're going to like make the rest of it. I'm not going to do feet. We're just going to pretend like it's a puppet. We're just doing the actual like body and the hands and the tail. We got to make the tail, guys. We got to make the tail. So, good morning. Good morning. Okay. So this is, I did actually do a little, I did some of one and some of not the other, so you guys can kind of see the process. You love this. I'm so glad you love this. I worked so hard to get this right, you guys, because I wanted it to look good. Hi, Verilyn. Okay. So this is the color of Boober, okay? This is what I did. I just basically took a shape. I created my own, you guys. I kind of like went off of the thing that I'm covering it with. Hello, Elizabeth. And I cut out a shape and then I sewed around it. So then I put it inside out and it almost looks like a puppet now. But we're actually going to fill it because, you know, I wish I could play with puppets still, but I haven't, you know, I had to grow up and be an adult, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this. Now, I glued this in. This is something that you could maybe do. It's kind of hard to put fabric on top of the eggs, but I went ahead and just glued it so it's all inside. And I am making a mouth for Red. Boober, we don't really have to, but I'll show you I'll show you the things that I did for him. Okay, so what we are doing is we are just kind of stuffing. I did put a little stuffing up here to, hey girl, why? Oh, you guys, you have to watch Keeping It Crafty with Sandy is after me. Today is going to be a super fun event. Michelle with Basement Crafting was just on, and she made this cute little bag. And I did get to watch some of the replays from yesterday. I did have my craft show, so I wish it was a little... I wish I had got to see you all live, but we had music directly behind us where they placed us at the craft show, and all I heard yesterday was like little, like really relaxing Caribbean music that you would like find at like a beach resort. So it wasn't bad music, but it was really loud, so I wasn't able to hear my phone at all. Oh, yeah, Elizabeth, you're a friend of Amy? Well, welcome. Oh, why do we have to grow up? I know, right? Girl, tell me about it. Okay. So as you can see, that egg kind of gives us that little shape of the nose that Boober has. I do have a Boober up here, just so you guys can see, if you guys are not familiar, but I'm sure you guys are. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of keep it plain and simple, just like that. So this is how we're going to cover him. Now, I picked up a red boa. They have these for, I think, $3.99. And this is where I'm going to start my first question. Does anybody know what kind of hair they put on the original Fraggles in Fraggle Rock, the actual Muppets that they used for the show? Does anybody know what type of hair they actually used? You guys are probably going to see red things flying everywhere, but that's okay. Hello, Michelle. How are you? That's my first question. So if you know the answer, let me know. If not, I will go ahead and tell you the answer. Unfortunately, it's not something I have access to at the moment, but this will do. Now, Red does have a little bit of yellow in with her hair. Unfortunately, I did not find anything like that at the moment. I did find This though, if you want to make your own different, like your own creative original Fraggle, you could always throw this in and make it like a rainbow Fraggle. I figured I'd get both just in case because I didn't have time to go at the last minute. So hello, Veronica. Hi, Ruthie. Alpaca. Nope, that's not it. Good answer. Good answer though. All right, now I am going to tell you guys before I go any further, if you plan on making this craft and you are using this feather bow, it's not the feather one, but you guys see it. If you are using this particular one, make sure you do it over a garbage can or outside if you have the option, because this can get and will get messy. I've actually used this before with crafts. Oh, okay, go ahead. Oh, absolutely. Good morning, my beautiful angel, Miss Ruthie. Oh, I love you guys too. Woo woo. Okay, no, it wasn't yarn, Amy. That's a good that is a good answer. It was not yarn, though. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. So basically, I'm just going to kind of cut a little piece off of this. I'm doing it over my trash can, but you guys know what cutting looks like. That's nothing new. And I'm just going to cut a little piece. You'll probably see it fly everywhere as I'm gluing it on. And we are going to kind of glue this. This is going to be his hair, okay? This is going to be his hair. So I have my finger protectors here today. You guys, I got another pack because I kept losing mine. It wasn't rooster feathers, but that is the closest answer I've gotten, Beth. So I'll give you half credit. So the answer is ostrich feathers or ostrich hair. That was literally what they use, is ostrich. So I will tell you, a while ago, I was at Hobby Lobby, or actually a while ago. I think it was like, gosh, it was when my husband and I first got together. So I think it was about 5 years ago. Steve Whitmire is the voice of Wembley Fraggle. He's also the voice of Bean Bunny and Rizzo the Rat. If you are familiar with those characters, he came into our town and I went to a con, and this is the shirt I wore because Lord knows I don't throw anything away. And I actually redid Wembley with the actual ostrich hair that they use. So this is actually what they use. And this used to be sold at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. So I actually just redid it so he looked better because he was in my picture. I don't have the picture on me, but I have the picture, and I don't think I could post it in the comments, but I will post it on my page. But he's a really nice guy. I love Steve Whitmire. He does do a lot of cons, so you have to check your cons in your area if you're ever wanting to meet him. He was also Sprocket in Fraggle Rock as well. He's a super sweet guy. So, but this is the actual ostrich hair that they use. Can you see the difference? Welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you to anybody that's new watching. I like to have fun. As you can see, I'm a big kid anyway. This is a real cup that I use every day. And I like to do things unique and different. So that's what we're doing. All right, so I am going to put glue on his head. And we're going to go ahead and put his little hair down. So I'm just going to kind of put it to where it's laying down like that. And it's really not going to go anywhere. And of course, we're not done because we have to put his hat on. Hey, Mel. Thank you so much to Mel and to Michael for hosting this awesome event. I think this was like a conversation we had on one of the late night lives one time. And I was like, oh, we should definitely do an event. And I'm so glad that we were able to pull, or you guys were able to pull this off. I know I was not able to pull this off. I've not been live as often as I'd like to, but okay. So there we have Boober's hair. Now, in order to get the Boober look, because you guys know Boober didn't really wear clothes. He did have a scarf, which I did just cut out a piece of felt. So I'm putting him with a scarf. Lost what I was saying for a second. So I'll go ahead and put his scarf on, but I want to go ahead and add some texture to his body because he was a little furry, as you can see from up there. So I happen to find this yarn. It is the very chunky, like fuzzy yarn. I found this at Hobby Lobby. So we are going to go ahead and I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to go ahead and make his body fuzzy. Woo! We're going to just start. And like, you can go ahead and like put, you know, twist it a couple times and put glue on it here and there. So I'm going to start down here. And we're just going to wrap. If I was making this to be an actual toy, I would definitely... Oh, you love the color of the yarn. I know, it's very much like the original Boober. I was like, you guys, I'll tell you a funny story. Red Fraggle is definitely my spirit animal. I don't think I belong in the animal category. I think I belong in the Fraggle category, because I can sing and dance all day if given the opportunity. But I just love her energy, and I hope to always be like that. But I think it was like 3 or 4, because you guys, the next question, let me do the next question. Does anybody know what year the Fraggles came out? I want to see if you guys know. But basically, I was little when the Fraggles were on. And I used to, and my mom is on here, I think, so she will tell you, or she will attest to it, I should say. I used to dance around the house. I used to blow up 2 red balloons, and that's how long I've been crafting, you guys, since I was like 3 or 4. I used to blow up 2 red balloons and tape them to a headband and run around my house singing and dancing and being Red Fraggle. And that is, my mom will attest to that. Happy Sunday, Peggy. We're making Fraggles. Let's see, did anybody guess the date yet? The date that Fraggle Rock came out. He just kind of had like a round belly, so I'm only gonna go up to here. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this. Let's see. Sister loves strawberry shortcake. Absolutely, yes. Strawberry shortcake. She's up here too. She was a phone, but I lost the other piece to it. My mom is correct. 1983. I was 1 year old when the show came out. So I will tell you this. The show ran from January 1983 to 1987. Does anybody know? You guessed two, Peggy. Awesome. Hello, Annette. Welcome. Does anybody know how many episodes they made? I think it's so cute, you guys. Okay. I think I'm going to mess with his hands first, and we're going to make Red's hands so I can show you how to do that. You were close, Dory. You were close. You were 10, Tanya? That's so awesome. I love it. Okay. So you guys, I did want to do the hat ahead of time because I was so afraid it wasn't going to turn out. But basically, if you guys don't use chipboard, you need to get some because I loved it. It's 2 seasons. Actually, it ran longer than that, Amy. It actually, 106 episodes. It was actually 96 episodes. So 96 episodes. Now, they did do a small, I think 9 episodes of the animated series. And unfortunately, that didn't do as well. But we've got more trivia. We could definitely have more trivia. What animal are the Fraggles based off of? They're actually based off of an animal. Does anybody know? All right. Since I asked that question, I'll show you. I used chipboard and I made his little hat, okay? So I basically made a little rim and then I stuffed the top of this. That's all I did. And I'm just going to kind of glue it onto his head. Well, I'm going to glue it the right way to his head. So that's what we're doing. Hello! Hello, Tylin. My kids were born in 82 and 84, so Fraggle Rock was popular. Yes, and it was very popular, and it was always on, it was on HBO. And a lot of times the reruns would play a few, you know, back in the later 80s. They would play on TNT as well. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and glue his hat to his head. Let me make sure I do this right. I do have a fan in here, you guys, so. let me just push this on. It is based off of a monkey, Tanya. Absolutely. So they changed the face a little bit to make it look more like a Muppet, because obviously it was a Jim Henson type thing, Jim Henson creation. And they decided to put ping pong balls for eyes, which they really did use ping pong balls. And then they just made them colorful monkeys. So coincidentally, and it just clicked this morning, I was 42 years old when I realized I love Monkeys the band and I love the colorful monkeys, the Fraggles. So coincidentally, look at that. Christy danced around in her white baby shoes. Oh, you wish I had a video. I'm glad you don't have a video of that. We don't need that. We're here to craft, not watch videos of me as a kid. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys on red how I do the arms. But we still have to make the tail. So I think I'm going to do the tail first, and then we'll do the arms. I'm sorry about the dog. She hears things, and she has to protect the house. Let me pull my glue stick out. Okay. So I did start the tail, and I will show you what I used. So I use those curlers that you put in your hair. A lot of people use these for gnomes. So this was a perfect, not to mention color, but this was a perfect size to do a little tail in the back. You like my shirt? Thank you, Dawn. This is the shirt I wore to the con, and if you knew Fraggle Rock, you knew what that meant. But I basically got this patch that says, hello, my name is, and then, you know, the Fraggles always called the humans silly creatures. So that's why I decided to do that. And a few people got it, but Steve Whitmire definitely got it. He knew. Okay, so you guys, what I did was I took a strip, and we're gonna do this two together. Hello, Patricia. I took a strip of fabric and I just twisted it around the actual piece. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that furry effect on the tail, and then we do have to put an end to it. So I'm gonna go ahead. And who's laughing? Yes, silly creatures. I saw the laughy face. I wasn't sure. I was like, are you laughing at me as a kid, or? I don't really care. As long as you guys are having fun. I'm so glad you guys are having fun with this. I had a lot of fun putting it, you know, thinking it through and putting it together. You guys, I try to do things that are different, and I try to do things that'll be a little entertaining, you know. All right, so pull it around, and this is pretty thick. I mean, you could probably glue this around like a wire, like a floral wire, and make it, you know, because their tails weren't that thick, but we're just going with it. We're going with what we can. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tip off the end, because we're gonna put another red piece of pom-pom on there. Oops. I ran out of I ran out of the tube inside. All right. So there's that. And then we're going to take those are the two ponytails already cut off. Now, let me do it over the trash can. Oops, I want the other side. You guys, I'm probably going to have Red's hair in my craft room for like a year. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to put these two pieces together, because there is a little piece inside here. Hello, Wanda. Good morning, dear. Welcome to my craft room today. It's getting taken over by 80's toys. Oops, this is coming out. So I am going to put them two together so we have a little bit more volume, almost like a little ball at the end. Thank you for sprinkling me. Hello, Denise. Welcome. All right. So now we have that little ball at the end, and then we're going to glue it on the end of the tail. And then we're almost done with Booper already. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're at 11:23. Okay, we still have time. If I actually was worried I was like, I'd rather be over prepared and finish and just talk about toys and stuff with you guys. My dad collects the raisins. The California raisins. I love those. I only recently stopped finding the Grinch fur in my craft room. Oh my goodness, Sandra, isn't that funny? Yes, I will probably have red hair everywhere. It'll float around for a little while, especially with the fan going. I didn't really think of that, but oh well, it's a reminder of my childhood. All right, and I'm just putting it on the end. You know, another idea I was thinking, you forgot about the California raisins? Heck yeah, they sang. They sang. And Mac the Knight. Who remembers Mac the Knight? From that late night. I guess that's when McDonald's started doing the late night. Not late. I think there was a commercial with both of them in it. Wasn't there? Ooh, I could sit there all day and watch the 80s commercials. I think they're so fun and classic. Okay. Look! Hello, my dad's watching. Hello, Dad. We're having an 80s day. I'm in an event. All right. So I was thinking about actually utilizing the yarn that I already have in here to kind of stick the tail in. Because you're not really going to see the back. But you got to like bend the tail and give it character. So there's his tail. See what I mean? It's a little thick, but it works. It definitely works. All right, I did basically the same thing. I'm going to do reds with you, but I did the same thing for his arms. So I'm just going to go ahead and I twisted them together. And you don't have to make them this long, but I twisted them together after I covered them. Yes, Rainbow Bright. Girl, I did a Rainbow Bright art piece, and it's still at my friend's house. I have to pick it up because I'm rarely in St. Pete anymore, but... Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of feed it through that yarn just to kind of hold it in place, and you can bend it around. But I figured what I love most about the 80s is the toys. So I'm like, let's make toys. Let's make toys. So that's what we are doing today. All right, and then I have his little scarf. Popples! Girl, don't get me started about Popples. Popples was another favorite of mine. I think my top two, God, I don't even have a top two. Care Bears, My Little Pony, Transformers, Popples, and Fraggles were probably all. Yes, you love the Smurfs? Did you guys see my Smurf? See Papa Smurf? Absolutely. Gotta love the Smurfs. My mother-in-law loves the Smurfs. I don't know how old they are though, because I know they were around in the 80s, but I want to say they're around in the 70s too. Okay, I made his scarf too long, I think, but I hope you guys see Boober now, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yep. Hey Tina, I didn't see you pop in. If I missed you, just say hi again. I'm gonna go back and look at all the comments later. He-Man, yes. My friend dressed up as She-Ra one year, and I was Rainbow Bright for Halloween. We were 80s heroines, I should say, or heroes. Okay, so we're done with Boober. Do you guys love Boober? He's cute, huh? I mean, this is what I could come up with on a whim. 1981 was Smurfs? Awesome. But do you remember the Snorks? Yes. They had those little things that came up with the little... I can't think. I didn't have enough coffee this morning. All right, so there's Boober. There's Boober. Okay, now Red is going to be a little different because Red has eyes. Now, you guys could obviously go for the googly eyes as well as I did. However, last night I was sitting here and I just was like, I'm not happy with it. It doesn't look like Red, and I have to do justice to Red. So this is what I came up with. You guys know the little wooden beads. Well, I took the wooden beads, the one with the holes, okay, and I painted them white. This is what I did. And then I had my little teddy bear eyes. So what I'm going to do is I found the biggest ones in my box. I'm going to go ahead and glue them into the hole. And that is going to be my Fraggle eye. So that is what I'm doing right now. And then I'll bring her over so you guys can see what I did with her here. Oh my goodness. I got fuzzies on my glue gun. Hold on. Technical difficulties. When does that not happen with crafting? Okay. I'm just putting a little glue in the hole because once I put it in here, it'll stick. It should stick. I might have to burn off some of the extra glue later. I just want to go back to the 80s for real. If I could live in a decade, it would either be the 60s or the 80s. And that's just personal choice. I just want to see the monkeys live, like when they were young. That's all. No, I want to go to Woodstock. I want to go to Woodstock. I'd totally be there. Has anyone been in Woodstock? Oh, I'm so jealous if you were. Perfect. Yes. Hello, Annie Ann. Dusty's Granny's Crafting by Wendy. Good morning, everyone. I need this coffee in my eyeballs today. Go find Doc and the DeLorean. Yes. Yes, we need to. Another 80s classic. That was 80s, right? Yeah, it was 80s. That's when Michael J. Fox was a hottie. My mom had a crush on him. You love Fraggle Rock, Cynthia King? Okay, so there is our first eye. We're going to do the other one on this side. I probably have to melt a little bit of that glue later, but that's all right. And really, because this doesn't take up a whole hole, I'm just going to glue it to, it'll stick to the inside of this. I don't know if you guys see, but I put it right in there, and that glue is holding it. Yep. Man, that was the thing. Back to the Future. They recently had gotten a, they recently did a reunion of all of them, didn't they? Great idea for the eyes. Yes, it was like one of those aha moments that happened last night because I just wasn't happy with the googly eyes I had. I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't like it. And now I think it's going to be good. Okay. Are you ready for red? You ready for red? I pre-prepped a little bit, remember, but we're going to work on some stuff. So this is my red. I did the same thing. I put a little bit of stuffing at the top of the head, and then I made like basically I made a sock. If you can find fuzzy socks, that would be amazing. You could do amazing things for this. I just made my pattern. I made like a little sock through the sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could always use, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, you guys. You could always use the, I can't think. Fabric glue. That's what I'm trying to say. The fabric glue, and then you can just inside it out. So it, you know, you have the nice clean edges. So this is my red, okay? We're gonna make her mouth. I think I'm gonna do that first. So basically I took the same fabric, okay? And I have it here. Do I have it here? Yes, I have it here because we're gonna make the arms. But I took, or we're gonna make her tail. I took the fabric and I just cut like a little mouthpiece, and then I took some red felt, which I have here, and then I used the inside of the pink hearts that we use for Valentine's Day. If you guys have been following me, you know we use these quite a bit. And then I just kind of cut a shape out for her mouth, and we're gonna put her mouth down there. So let me put her mouth together, and I think we'll just put her together at the end because I definitely want to work on her arms and tail because that's the fun part. So I just thought, you know, I just love the 80s so much, and my favorite part about the 80s was really the toys. And my grandma spoiled me. I was an only child, so I got to get it. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Tylin. I try to be. This is me all the time, though. I'm just silly. That's just my natural self. Okay, we're done with Boober's tail. So we'll put that over here. And you guys, I found these different size ones at Dollar General. I think they were like $3 or $4. I made my husband buy it since he was with me last night. I told him, I'm like, I need to go to Dollar General. So he went with me and we did it there. Now this already has a sticker on the back. It's pretty decent, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick it on, and then I'm gonna just trim the rest off. So take that off. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's, you know, it's just a fun thing. DT has them for $1.25. I just got some. Are they the different sizes? Thank you, Sandy. Make sure you were keeping it crafty with Sandy after me. Make sure you keep it crafty with Sandy. All right, I may have to trim that a little bit, but we'll see what happens. She looks like she's screaming, but Red was kind of loud. She is kind of loud. She's fun though. Okay, so you guys, I already made her ponytails, and basically I did the same thing. I took 2 of these and I put them together. I did try wire with one to see if I could just poke it in there, but I didn't really like it. But I used the tiny little ponytail holders. I'm sorry, I can't find my words today, you guys. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning. Oh, yours had sizes too? Okay, cool. I didn't know. I didn't see them in my Dollar Tree. But just so you guys know, another option. Okay. Huh? Dance carries away. You don't want to hear my singing. Okay. So we're going to make the arms. I'm going to show you how to do the arms. And then I'll show you what I'm doing with the, with her shirt. Starbucks sister? I love me some Starbucks. Okay. So you guys, you're not even going to need, I think I got like a half a yard of these things, but you don't really need, unless you're going to make a bunch of these, you don't really need a half a yard, but I'm going to have extra for other projects. So that's fine. Unfortunately, it was not on sale this week, but that's okay. So I'm just going to cut a thick piece to go around each of the arms. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to just leave myself a little excess at the end. And this is basically what I was doing last night, just kind of winging it. Because if you're a crafter, if you're a true crafter, you do wing it sometimes. Unless you're like in an assembly line and you know exactly what you're doing. Hi, Sarah. Did I say hi to you already? I'm saying hi to everybody. I'm saying hi to everybody today, so. All right. So you just need 2 little, I guess you can call it rectangles. They're longer rectangles. And we're just going to roll these into like the little arms. Actually, I had a thought. I think we're going to do it red because it's got a long, okay, ensnay this. Thank you so much for sprinkling. I just thought we definitely need red because she's got a long sleeve shirt on. Okay, hold on guys. We're going to use this for the tail. I just thought of that. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but we're doing it, that's going to be exactly perfect. So, again, 2 rectangles, and you guys know you can stretch felt a little bit. Hello, Nana's Nook. Hello, Melanie. Okay, you could stretch felt a little bit to give it a little bit of room. So you just want to make sure that you put it thick enough. Yes, this is what I wanted to do. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself a minute ago. So how is everybody's Sunday? Did everybody have a good weekend or is having a good weekend? I don't think I made it wide enough. I will make the next one wide enough. Yeah, the next one needs to be a little wider, but that's all right. We got this, and we're gonna wing it. All right. Good morning to everyone. Yes, and happy Sunday. I know some people are probably at church or getting ready for church. so they'll probably be catching the replay. But if you are not already following me, please do. I am about a year into the crafting journey online, and I've had some life situations that God put in front of me first, but I am happy to be here, and I'm happy to grow my page with you all. Deborah, hi Deborah, how are you? Good morning, good morning. Okay, definitely needed to make that longer, but that's okay, or thicker, because I'm rolling it, but that's all right. We're gonna work with what we got, because I think this is the last of my red felt. I did have more of this fabric, but I like working with felt when you're doing like little projects like this, because it's just easier to work with. It is definitely easier to work with. And if her arms are going to be like this anyway, and you guys, I did make her some hands, so we'll work on her hands as well. But she has a long sleeve shirt on, so. All right, let me try to stretch this a little bit. And this is another reason I love the way you can do that. Which show is Red from? Allie from Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock girl. Fraggle Rock. Okay, our next question. What's our next question? Does anybody know where the production and development was for Fraggle Rock? Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. Does anybody know where the production or where it was made? And then I got some other good info for you. Thank you so much, Cheryl. You're so funny. I love you. Okay. I am going to cut this a little bit more thicker on this end. I'm your guinea pig. I've never made one of these before, but I was definitely up for the challenge because that's how much I love this show. I couldn't remember. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Allie. I'm different. A lot of people are, talking about the decade and, movies and stuff. I'm different. I'm all about the toys, girlfriend. Toys and the kid stuff. I have Facebook likes seeing hearts. Yes, they do. Thank you so much. Yes, they do. They sprinkle me out so more people can enjoy. All right. I got to get my other. All right. Probably made this one too thick, but I'd rather make it too thick than too thin again. How are we doing on time? Oh, good. I got 20 minutes. This should be okay. All right. So you guys, this is how you would make any gnomes if you are not familiar with gnomes. And I was actually thinking about making these into gnomes, but then I was just like, no, because that's taking away from the whole Fraggle situation. So I was just like, nope, we're just going to make toys. Girl, you and me too. I know. Life is so crazy and complicated. I just want to go back to playing with toys and eating Campbell's soup and watching cartoons. Is that too much for a girl to ask? You put sprinkles, everything else. Thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. I so appreciate it because I know my cage engagement has not been up lately because of my recent events, but that is okay. I love all your friends behind you. Oh, I love the toys. I know, Allie. See, I'll move out of the way. Does anybody else see anything different that they may have had? We might, if we have some time, I'll go over it. Here, I'll go this way too. I have another little friend back here. So, what? I asked you guys a question. I forgot. Oh, the origination. Oh, no one answered it yet. I'm surprised some of my people don't know this. But I'll give you a few more seconds and then I'll answer it for you. I'm giving you Fraggle Rock trivia today. You love strawberry shortcake? I do too. She's another favorite. That's why I'm saying, like, I didn't really fall in love with any of the other, like, toys. Even when my kids were little, like, I would get into, like, I loved when my daughter collected Monster High and stuff, because those were cute. I mean, they were weird, but then they were cute. They made them cuter. And my boys loved Bionicles, and I didn't realize they stopped making Bionicles. Do I have Cotter Pin? I have Cotter Pin in a Funko Pop character, Melanie. I'll post a picture later, but I have all of my Funko Pops. In fact, I actually got, did I get it? Yeah, I guess I got them. We found Sprocket at the con. It was a Toys R Us exclusive for the Pop figures. And I actually got, I think I got Steve to sign him, because he played Sprocket in the movie. Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. I appreciate it. I had fun. My mom came up to my show yesterday. I had a craft show, you guys. I did pretty good. It was a nice day. It was a little hot. But my mom came up to my craft show yesterday. I was so surprised. I was happy to see her. I'm always happy to see my mom and see her visit. And I got to have fun with my craft girls that do shows with me. Hello, Mandy. Welcome. We are doing Fraggle Rock, girlfriend. That is a show from the 80s. Okay, so the answer to the question, the production and development of Fraggle Rock actually happened in Canada. So it's not originated in, I guess it's originated. I mean, Canada's the one that made it all happen. Oh, thank you. I had to do my ponytails for Red. So that's where it was. So, all right. So now we have our 2, and I'm just going to make her like little stubby hands. That's all we're doing. So basically the first, I don't know if you guys know this about Fraggle Rock, but it was the first of any series that ever happened with HBO. It was the first successful series to ever air on HBO was Fraggle Rock. And you got to think of all the shows that came after that. Like, you know, there's Sex and the City, there's The Sopranos, oh my goodness, what was that other one that was really popular recently? My ex-boyfriend liked it. You guys, are you nerds? I'm trying to think of the one that was really popular recently. The one where it's like winter's coming. Game of Thrones. My goodness, it took me a minute to figure that one out, but I got it. Did anybody watch Game of Thrones? Or Husbands, probably. It was mainly a guy thing, but you got to think of but that was the first series that HBO, it was the first successful one anyways. That's what my trivia told me. Okay, there's her hands. And then I'm going to cover up this side. So basically I'm just gluing around here. I want to definitely finish her though. You love Game of Thrones? I think I've watched a few episodes. My friends tried to get me into it. I couldn't. I don't know what it was. My husband watched it before he met me. So there's still a lot of good shows on HBO sometimes. All right, so we got that part. Now, as you guys know, I was working with my sewing machine, okay? So I made that. I also made her a little shirt. So I didn't put anything on her yet because I want to go ahead and put her shirt on. And you guys know that she had like a little rolled up shirt. So let me go ahead and put that on. My hubby loved it too. Sopranos was awesome, yes. I remember. I worked at the cable company when all these were popular. You binge watched it? I'm sure we all watched it for Jason Momoa, right? I know I did. I watched that part. It's crazy. We won't talk about that, but okay. Thank you so much for sprinkling me. Okay, the other question, how many languages do you think Fraggle Rock was in? How many languages? Does anybody, you guys can guess if you don't know, and I'll tell you if you got it right. I gotta bring her little nose back up here. Hello, Patricia. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. We're making toys from the 80s, girl. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, because she always had like that little cuff. You guys can see on that one, sort of. That one probably has it more. But that one was my original red Fraggle, by the way. 50, 5, 50, and 5. No, one's low and one's too high. Countries, maybe. If that helps you any. I cut a little piece to make her little cuff at the top. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to do it right to her shirt so I can just fix her shirt if need be. Trying not to burn myself. Trying and sort of succeeding. It's okay though. The work crews were abusive to say the least. Cable company. Oh, yes. The cable companies. 10. Sarah's closest is 12 different languages. So the idea behind Fraggle Rock was the Muppets were coming to like an end and they wanted to introduce new characters without, you know, repeating themselves. So Jim Henson created the Fraggles. Does anybody know what the original name of the Fraggles was before they were the actual Fraggles? I'll see if you guys know that one while we're finishing her up here. I might just do her without a mouth. Oops. Glue that together. Let's see. Oh, I got 10 minutes. We might be okay. We just basically have to put her together. 10. Oh, that was the last answer. The original name of the Fraggles was Woozles. They wanted to call it Woozle World. That's basically what they wanted to call it. So, the original idea that Jim Henson had was they wanted to do something other than the Muppets. Was they wanted to, at that time, there was a lot of like political stuff. When is there not political stuff? But at the time, they wanted to promote unity, living in peace and harmony, and Jim wanted to basically bring it to a children's program to promote that to children, to like end wars and things like that. And that's why yes, it is close to Wuzzles. They had second thoughts on it because it sounded too close, like something from Winnie the Pooh. So then they found the name Frackles from another Jim Henson movie. I forget which one that was. And then they just came up with the name Fraggles at the end. But that was the whole reason. I like to think that the crafting community is like that. Like we promote, you know, peace and unity and working together. And that's why we do these events, right? So I like to think that we're all little Fraggles in our own way, right? So I really like the whole, you know, thing about it. And there was a lot of controversy about that at the time too. But Fraggle Rock actually introduced a lot of new technology that is used today, especially with animatronics when they had to make the, you know, the Gorgs and things like that. So now don't forget, Sandy's coming on in about 10 minutes. I probably have to fix her thing a little bit. So I want to go ahead and put her eyes on and her hair because we have to put bows on her. And then you forgot about the Wuzzles? Yes, I know that was another one. What, the Wuzzles? I had Wuzzles. I had the lion bee. What was the name? And I also had the bear and the butterfly. I can't remember their names now. I can't remember their names. Oh, Peggy's back. Cute crafts today. I know, right? They're going to be really cute. I'm just gluing these on right now, but I would probably go back and put, you know, some other types of glue on here. Like you can use tacky, or getting their eyes right is a really important thing because they are together. So I'll probably go back and put some other stuff on here. Yeah, without the eyes, it does look like Winnie the Pooh, right? We had the rhinoceros bear. Yeah. Oh, it was a hippo lion. Hippo lion, right? All right, you guys know I got to put the beads together because otherwise it won't look like a Fraggle. So I have to hold this together for a second. So the other fun fact about this was a lot of you know that the Muppets are now part of the Disney franchise, and there was a lot of you know, not debating, but like you know, plans to buy the franchise and the deal, you know, the rights and everything. So Disney bought the rights to Jim Henson and like the Muppets, with the exception of Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock. So even though Jim Henson created the whole Fraggle Rock, you cannot, they're not part of the Disney franchise, which I like Disney, so it's kind of sad for me, but it's okay. Oh, you're remembering the cat dog? I don't remember that one. Okay. There she is, you guys, in all her glory. She's so funny looking. All right, so I think I'm going to use safety pins to put her little hair up, because I don't know if it's going to stay, because they're kind of heavy at the end, but we'll see. You guys like her so far? Something with, yes, the bear. I'm going to be posting stuff to the herd all day when I get done with this, because now I'm curious on their names. Bumble Lion. It came to me. My inner childhood just spoke. It came to me. Oh, let me get my other pin out. What do I do with them? Oh, there they are. We still have to make her tail. I'm not going to finish her tail, but I will post when I'm done. But basically, you guys saw us make the other tail. Make sure you go check out Sandy. But I will make posts to the group. Just posts, not lives. But you guys, now that you got my brain thinking. You had Bumble Lion? Oh, I had Bumble Lion. Yes, I know I had Bumble Lion. I also had the bear butterfly. I know I did. I just don't remember her name right now for the life of me. She's so fun, you guys. I think her mouth's too big, even for Red. And I do have to keep fixing that egg. Obviously, this is not the perfect craft, but you know, once you get it in there. Basically, I'm just kind of pulling it through there. I'm laughing at myself. I'm so glad. Hey, Dawn. I have another Dawn. I have two Dawns. Hello. Okay. Moment of truth. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna look like? Oh, you guys, it's funny. You're making me smile so much today. Well, I'm glad. I'm making y'all smile. I think I glued her face on wrong. This egg inside her nose just doesn't want to come. She's so cute. My oldest daughter had the Care Bears. My youngest is Sailor Moon. Oh, Sailor Moon. Yes, I remember that. I think the egg came loose. But, you know, you guys get the picture. This is how we're going to do it. I can hear the egg because I glued them together last night. Okay. I'm just going to tuck these underneath so you guys can see how it's supposed to look. And I will make her tail. I got a couple more minutes. So, does anybody have a favorite? I don't have a favorite. I have a favorite from each show, but I don't have like a favorite like character. But I think Red would probably be top 3 at least. You You guys, I'm gonna fix her nose. You love her? She's not bad. She's not bad. She's not bad for just some, you know, materials. So here is Boober and Red. If you just joined me, we made Boober 2. So these are my Fraggles. We're gonna dance our cares away later on this afternoon. You guys, I have the Fry Guy. Does anybody remember Fry Guys from the McDonald's Happy Meals? I have Fry Guy. And then, of course, I have my Little Ponies. And you guys, please, I use these very well. I need to clean them up. But these are my originals. A couple of my originals. I still have a couple left. And I had Gobo. I had Gobo. You guys remember these from McDonald's, right? They had a whole thing. They were in the radishes. And then, of course, Pound Puppies is back here. You guys know Figment? Let me move this. Figment. He was born in 1982. He's the same age as me. And then we have Optimus Prime. He's my boyfriend. If I had a robot boyfriend, he'd be my boyfriend. Anyway, I had so much fun with you guys today. I hope you guys think out of the box, make some toys, and have fun. Please go watch Sandy, my friend. I know, right? Right, Beth? Please go watch Sandy, my friend. I'm going to finish up her tail, and I'll be posting to the group later. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, is Sandy ready? I hope is she ready? I hope she's ready. Thank you, Tammy. Bye, Sandra. Second birthday was strawberry shortcake. My daughter's first birthday was strawberry shortcake. I made little favors with a tissue paper. Like I shaped it to make it be a strawberry. It was super fun. I know I said bye to you guys, but I want to make sure. Okay, Sandy should be live now. Sandy should be live now. Bye, guys. It was fun hanging out. Dance your cares away.